No, it's going.
Welcome to my gracious. My name is Claire. The fellow behind the camera is Todd. You may know us from the Kamen cast RX, but this week we're branching because Kamen Rider and food go together like this. Unbreakable. And this week it's stronger. It's 1975. It's the 7th Kamen Rider series and the last featuring Tachibana Tobei.
It's the 5th Kamen Rider series.
Shit, is it?
7th Rider, 5th series.
Right, that's
Hi folks!
That's what I meant. And Tachibana Tobei was the owner of Snack Amigo. I am your Snack Amigo. And this is Let's Go Rider Quick.
Yeah, stronger!
For stronger, I thought about it a lot. And I decided, Stronger and Tackle don't really live anywhere. They're essentially nomadic. They live in hotels, you see that.
Some fans would have you believe they're eloping constantly.
Yes. But they're not.
No, they live on the road and...
They live on the road and so they won't have access to a fridge, to a regular cooker. They need to be able to eat healthy and nutritious food because, presuming that they still eat, they have an active lifestyle. And so today we are going to make... Well, it doesn't really have a name, I made it up. But we've got ramen, we've got eggs, we've got tuna.
I think it's got a name, and I think its name is Stronger and Tackles. Perfect travel noodles.
It's very cheap.
In future episodes, we will show a lot more care
This
to where
is the
ingredients
first
come from.
trial.
Well, no, the point of this, of course, is Stronger and Tackle. They live a life on the
They're
run.
scrappy.
They're nomadic. They take what they can get. They don't know how much this stuff costs. They
So have you
fought
gathered
for
your
it.
ingredients?
Oh,
Viewer?
I,
Yeah? Yeah?
I'm trying to make the camera nod its head. It ain't working.
Okay, cool. You need to boil your kettle.
Use water. I gotta say, already you've lost Stronger and Tackle because how exactly would they boil water?
All hotels have kettles, even in the 70s.
I guess you're right.
While that's boiling, let's talk about Stronger.
What is there to say? That show's old. No one likes that show.
Yeah, it's not true though, is it?
I just realised people can see our crap wall. Anyway, no, it's not true. Stronger's one of my favourite Kamen Rider series ever.
As evidenced by... Oh, what's that?
Yeah, you know.
I made that. That was
Yes.
a birthday present.
You did. This was a birthday present for my last before one birthday, and I've been wearing it ever since.
So Stronger. They're not in love.
Spoilers. Yeah,
It's an important one.
Stronger's one of my favourite series, and part of the reason for that is the relationship between Yuriko and Shigeru, but I never really saw it as romantic. I'm not sure what elements there are in it that make people think it was romantic.
There's a girl and a boy. Can you make
Yeah.
it any more obvious?
People with stroke in the industry who create officially licensed product like Kamen Rider Spirits evidently just secretly fanboys who want boys and girls to be in love.
That's the Kitty Pryde effect, isn't it?
People might say Shigeru cries when Yuriko dies.
The kettle is boiled.
If that's the least you can do when a girl you know dies, or anyone you know dies, I don't know if I saw any romance in that. I think they're much better, much stronger, if you will, as comrades in arms, and I think that's what they were meant to be at the start.
So we have two flavours of ramen.
Flavoured
sesame.
noodles.
That's for Yuriko, because I like Yuriko and sesame is my favourite. And beef, because it's a fairly common, cheap, easy meal.
I think that sesame suits Yuriko because sesame seeds on a bun remind me of spots on a ladybird. And I think that beef suits Shigeru because he was a... wait, what was he? Was he an American football player or a rugby player?
He was an American football player.
Yeah. More great, stronger
A
trivia.
ramen will need to be broken in half to fit in a mug, possibly even smaller. But that's fine, you gotta do what you gotta do when you're in a hotel room.
Yeah, we didn't actually mention this is mug. Put that in the title. That's in the title. It's in the title. Shigeru was supposedly the captain of the university American college football team, right? In Japan. which never really comes up again. But it does lend some credence to my belief that Stronger was always meant to be kind of a sport-themed rider, or at least the designs. Stronger shoulders, and
You can still see the American football.
the fact that the partner, I won't call her a sidekick, is called Tackle.
Football.
Now, why are you putting lids on mugs?
Because noodles are supposed to be boiled.
Because this is how we cook. When we are travelling
In a hotel room, that's
on
how
the
you
run.
cook. You need to keep the steam in to make sure that your noodles are fully cooked. It's a little DIY, but so is a Kaiser Ningen.
Another good trivia, they're not called Kaiser Ningen in this one, which I like. Every sort of series after X, they try to do something a little new with the Kaiser Ningen concept, like how X was a Kaizorg, Strong is a Denki Ningen, Tackle's a Denpa Ningen. My favourite's J, who is a Heisei Ningen, a resurrected human. Never mentioned anywhere.
While this is happening, drain your tuna.
You gotta drain your tuna. What's with the tuna?
Well, the tuna is to keep you fit. Tuna has a lot of protein, which an American football playing college student will know all about.
You would have to have. Yeah.
And also, tuna is very important to Japan. I don't mean symbolically or whatever, I mean economically and food culturally. Plus, I looked it up, and in 1975, the Japanese fishing industry imports finally caught up with exports. That doesn't really mean anything to Stronger, but it's 1975 in Japan.
Basically,
So
it was a
get with the theme.
It was a peskily significant year.
Yeah.
In Japan. So way to go, Stronger.
And just you need, a balanced diet.
I think there is something to be said for Showa riders not necessarily needing food because they're not strictly humans, but I think they probably still enjoy trying it.
I think so too. And your third mug.
People going nuts. I didn't have 3 mugs. I didn't know they.
Crack an egg.
Imagine it's General Shadow's head.
Cracking an egg is not very hard, but if you're not very good at it, crack it over a sieve. And that should be okay. Or a colander, what else?
Don't crack it too hard. Don't go crazy. Is General Shadow the most terrifying looking guy
Yes.
since terrifying looking guys?
Yeah, he is. He's a very scary guy. Which is a shame, because he's not a very scary guy when they bring him back.
No, I know that
He's far less threatening in his high-tech, newly modelled
I don't know if it's the 70s.
Heisei era.
If it's a slightly dirty 70s skeevy film stock or something that makes him look extra creepy. But he was. He's probably the scariest main rider villain ever. That's one thing I love about Stronger as well, is how sort of eerie it feels. It really feels like they are out on their own and they really do have to cook noodles in mugs to survive, and there's just this ineffable force after them. Black Satan is like the most vague villain group ever.
Even Mr. Titan
What do they want?
is seen in the same hotel
Yes,
as
yeah.
Joe is staying in the early episodes,
Yeah,
which is
that's-
very... If you don't even have somewhere to live, and then the villain's coming to your hotel room, it's like...
He's sat in a chair.
Born level.
Yeah, like reading the paper. Yeah, exactly.
Make sure your egg is well beaten. If it's all lumpy, well, no one wants a lumpy egg.
It won't do.
If you want your egg to be more cooked, you can put it in with the boiling water. If you're a little worried about, salmonella.
You shouldn't, though. Well, I mean, you should be cautious. But don't
The
worry.
salmonella poisoning doesn't really happen anymore. It doesn't. Eat raw eggs, eat raw meat, don't wash your hands ever. That's not true. You should wash your hands.
Oh, yeah, you should have washed your hands before this, you filthy person. What do you... Yeah.
Stronger.
Oh, I hadn't even picked up on that. You're pretty
I
clever.
was doing a visual joke.
Oh, yeah, Stronger also has one of the greatest tensions ever. Gotta say that. The coils rubbing together to set off those sparks, that's so...
It's very visceral.
I bet kids were so into that at the time, even though obviously Stronger was not. I don't know if it was a successful series, but it was
Don't
kind
worry
of...
about spilling. You can't stay in the carpet because you're in a hotel. It's not yours anyway.
You're going to be leaving anyway. You got to run from a monster. Stronger was kind of a swan song for that era of Kamen Rider, at least. But I still think there are parts of it that would have really resonated with an audience. and his unique henshin, his whistle thing, the fact that he actually has a catchphrase. There's so many strong points in Stronger. I'm not one for reboots, but if I ever had to see something come back, so much potential in that show.
I'll tell you what would happen in a reboot.
No. We've already seen Tackle 2.0.
That's not.
I know.
In a reboot, it would be revealed that General Shadow was the friend.
Yeah.
That,
my pet theory.
That was my pet theory. I made that up and you liked it.
It was our pet theory. You made it up and then I was like, yeah, but his name is Mibibir and he was born. Well, no, according to like source books and hey.
Drain this a little. Look. Turn the camera so.
Grain of salt here or there. Down, whatever you
Depending
call
on
it.
how much moisture you like in your noodles, how much soup. But you need to make room for eggs and tuna. So.
I'm a dry noodle man myself. What was I talking about? Now for the tuna.
Like in this bowl. It doesn't look appetizing, I'll give you that, but it's very good for you.
I wasn't a fish guy, but now I'm kind of a fish guy.
That's just paper. That came off the can, it's fine.
So, his his college friend, Goro, that being his motivation, I thought also made Stronger really unique. Is Shigeru the only rider to ever, well, let's say Showa rider, to willingly undergo that horrible process that curses you
No.
with an artificial body? No?
No, Yuriko does it too.
Does she? We don't know anything about Yuriko.
She's very cheery for someone who's been forcibly turned into, whatever.
She's very cheery for somebody whose brother dies and nobody cares.
Well, she's not at the time.
I do, okay, well, the series Stronger then, I think, was unique. For that idea of...
Where are the scissors? Technical difficulties. So your noodles are prepared. The egg is on. The tuna's in your bowl. Itadakimasu.
That's what they say.
Let's eat.
Now, it's not a classy meal, but it's not supposed to be.
Exactly. When you're busy, when you're, on the run from a evil organisation who wants to change people into monsters, or if you're just travelling on holiday, it's an easy meal, it's nutritious, and it will give you the energy to do whatever you need to do.
Usually, simple stuff is best for you. That's the amazing thing about cooking. People often get put off by, I don't know, the idea of complexity. Like, making a chocolate cake is way harder than this.
It's still not that hard though. Don't worry, maybe I'll teach you in future. You can use chopsticks if you like. I'll try.
Can you?
These ones are kind of big.
Well done.
Enjoy.